Due to the events of the world the last few years, the question I get asked more than anything else is how can I improve my immune system naturally at home? There are literally hundreds of things you can do and supplements that you can take that are going to help your immune system. But there's so much information out there that it can be absolutely overwhelming for someone who doesn't have a background in nutrition. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify all of that for you. I'm going to break it down and make it easy to understand. And I'm going to share with you my 10 favorite things that you can begin to use or to do immediately just to build your immune system naturally at home. Hi, I'm Dr. Davis, founder of DavisNutrition.com. I've spent over 20 years in practice teaching thousands of patients how to achieve health by choice rather than by chance. If you like these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe button on the video itself. We're releasing new information all the time and you don't want to miss it. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram where we're always putting out new tips and tricks and how to live a healthy lifestyle. Those links are going to be in the description below as well. Okay, before we start and talk about how to exactly boost your immune system naturally, I want to touch base on a couple of basics of how your immune system works. In general, your immune system is broken up into two different parts: the innate immune system and the adaptive immune system. Now, your innate immune system is something that you're born with. Think of it as essentially your first line of defense. Things like our skin or coughing or sneezing or the gut bacteria or microbiome. These are the things that are your first line of defense. Now, your innate immune system's job is to immediately stop any form of pathogen from getting into our bodies. Now, the second part is the adaptive immune system. And this is one that kicks in when something actually gets past that first innate response's first line of defense. Think of it as your second line of defense. It's very specific and is designed to go after the pathogen like a virus or bacteria directly through something called T and B cells. Now in this process, there's a ton of things going on here when all this happens, and I'm not going to be going into all the immunology or virology that happens with this because the minutia, I will tell you, will just make your head spin. Just know that you can have a positive effect on both the adaptive and the innate immune system when you change just a few things in your lifestyle. So let's talk about some of the lifestyle things. Number one is really simple and easy to do, and it seems almost too obvious to be true, but it's get enough sleep. See, the optimum number of hours of sleep is between 7 and 9 hours every single day. And the reason that is because when you're sleeping, your body's building and repairing and preparing your immune system for the following day. When your body is sleeping, it has time to identify and fight off potential harmful things that could actually make you sick. That's why oftentimes when you're fighting something off, you'll actually spike that fever at night. Your body isn't distracted by the activities of daily living, it's powered down, and it's this downtime that allows your body to heal and repair from the previous day, and it's absolutely critical to a properly functioning immune system. Think about it. Have you ever felt really exhausted or run down, haven't had a whole lot of sleep, and then suddenly you get sick? I want you to think of sleeping as your recharge system for your immune system's battery. Every night, if you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're charging your immune system battery full. If you're only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, then think of it as your immune system's only getting maybe a 3/4 charge. Then if the next day you're only getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep again, you're only getting that 3/4 charge on top of that previous 3/4 charge, and so on and so on and so on. Over time, your immune system's charge, if you will, becomes less and less. So sleep is absolutely critical to a healthy immune system. Make sure you're getting the proper amount of sleep. Now, the second tip to building an immune system naturally is to watch your sugar intake. Now, when I talk about sugar, that's in the form of sugar itself or anything that turns into sugar like carbohydrate. Too much sugar in your system allows bacteria and viruses to propagate much more quickly. So that's why we see diabetics having more infections than people who are non-diabetic. We saw this exceptionally evident during the pandemic. The people who had the hardest time with the virus were those with blood sugar issues. Therefore, dietary lifestyles such as the ketogenic diet, which are really low in sugar, are a great way to minimize the excessive sugar and to maximize your immune system potential. Now, I'm not going to go through all the ins and outs of the ketogenic diet during this video, but I am going to be doing a masterclass on that in a couple of weeks. So if you're really interested in the ketogenic diet and the lifestyle and want to learn more about it, go ahead and sign up for the masterclass. It's free, it's in the description below, but you'll get a notification when that class is about to happen. Nonetheless, the takeaway from this is think of carbohydrates and sugar as something that literally suppresses the immune system. You'll want to keep this in mind the next time that you or your child are sick and you think about giving them that sports drink that's pretty sugary to keep them hydrated. Remember, sugar suppresses the immune system. Okay, now lifestyle changes like getting more sleep and eating less sugar aren't the only ways to boost your immune system. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of supplements that you can take that have the potential to have a positive impact on your overall immune system. Today, I'm going to dig through those hundreds of supplements and share with you a handful of ones that I found to be the most effective to promote a healthy immune system. These are ones that I've recommended for years in my practice for my patients and used even in my own family for myself, my wife, and all 4 of my kids. All right, let's start with vitamin D. Now, this one really came to the forefront during the pandemic as to how important it was to make sure we had a sufficient amount in our bodies. It plays such an important role in our immune system, and a deficiency makes your immune system weak. Vitamin D is an essential vitamin, but it also works inside your body as a hormone. See, your body creates vitamin D from sunlight, but very few people are getting enough exposure every day to have a sufficient amount of vitamin D actually created within the body. Now, this is especially true for those folks who are in colder climates where the skin's covered up most of the year or a lot of the year, and it's because of this, we find literally most Americans are actually deficient in vitamin D. It's one of the reasons why I made this vitamin part of my core 4 daily essential vitamins that everybody should be taking every day, because it's that important. It's also important to note that as we age, our bodies actually become less able to convert sunlight into vitamin D. Now, this makes it even more important to supplement your diet with it as you start to age. Now, the form that you're going to want to get vitamin D in is called D3. And I always recommend making sure if you're taking D3, you also make sure it has a vitamin K2 in it also. That's going to help with the absorption and make sure you get the most out of that D. The second supplement I want to talk about is zinc. It's absolutely essential and it helps bolster your immune system. Now, you must have a proper amount of zinc in your diet because it plays a major role in something called DNA protein synthesis. And it also has a role in utilization of your body's most important antioxidant, glutathione. Now, in order for your body to actually utilize zinc and for it to enter the cell, it must be taken with something called quercetin. Now, quercetin is found in fruits and things like that, and if you're eating an abundance of fruits, perhaps you don't need to have your diet supplemented with quercetin, but if you're not, it's probably a good idea to make sure that your zinc has it in it, or the supplement that you're taking has quercetin and zinc in it at the same time. That way you actually absorb everything. Now, the next supplement that I want to talk about that helps support the immune system is vitamin C. This is one that most people are familiar with as it relates to the immune system. It supports both the innate and the adaptive immune system, which is great. The cells in your body literally open up and ask for more vitamin C and increase the ability of each cell to absorb it when you're fighting something off. Now, the amount you need when you're fighting something off is greater than that you need on a daily basis. So whenever you start feeling a little under the weather, a safe and easy addition is going to be just adding in a little vitamin C. Vitamin C is water soluble, so you're going to urinate out any that you're not going to use, so you're not going to get a toxic buildup in your body. In fact, you'll know you're taking more than you should if your stools begin to get soft or begin to get runny. So listen to your body. If you start feeling under the weather, you can immediately begin taking vitamin C. It's going to help power up your immune system, and if your stools start to get soft, just back off a little bit. You're probably taking just a smidge too much. Okay, next up are omega-3 fatty acids. These are found in things such as fish or krill oil. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I talk a whole lot about this. Omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, EPA, are essential to a healthy functioning body. You have to have them. Our American diets are greatly deficient in omega-3, and they're super high in omega-6, and this imbalance causes inflammation. Now, omega-3s play a huge role in our immune system. They help with the absorption of certain nutrients, and they help keep cellular inflammation down. It's really important to have those in your diet. The quality of the fish oil that you're taking is going to be really, really important here. You want to make sure it's from a fish that's wild caught and not farm raised, because they're a lot lower in environmental toxins than the farm raised. You want to make sure it's from a small fish like a krill or a sardine or an anchovy. And finally, you want to make sure it's from a really reputable source, meaning that they should have been created in an FDA approved laboratory. They should have a seal on them that's NSF and GMP that indicates that they're certified by them. And what that means is that they were produced in an exceptionally high hygienic environment, and the quality standards are really, really high for them. And more importantly than anything else, make sure that they're third-party independently tested for purity, quality, and consistency. Anything that you're going to be taking every single day, you want to make sure is of highest quality possible for you. Next on the list of the top 10 supplements is going to be probiotics. Simply put, probiotics are the good bacteria that occur in your gut, and they aid in the digestion and the nutritional absorption of the things that we eat. They actually help break down the food that we're eating and also help absorb the nutrients that are within those foods. Okay, but here's the key. You must have a proper amount of bacteria in your gut that's good for these things to actually occur. Too little good bacteria or too much bad bacteria can have a significant negative impact on your immune system overall. See, your immune system must have the proper nutrients, as we've talked about, in order to function. Keep keep in mind, whether you're talking about nutrients from our food or the nutrition that we're getting from our supplements, it's not what you take, it's what you absorb that matters. You can take all the best vitamins and all the best nutrients in the world, but if your gut flora is imbalanced, you're not going to absorb it properly. So it's imperative that you have an abundance of good bacteria. A probiotic helps replenish your gut and will help break down the food and supplements that you're taking, extracting and absorbing those nutrients into your bloodstream so it can be used to promote a higher functioning immune system. It's really as simple as that. That's why probiotics are really the cornerstone to the immune system. All right, next immune booster is Echinacea. It's one of those that's been used for thousands of years, and there are a ton of studies out there that have shown how it helps your immune system by combating viruses and infections, and actually helps you recover faster if you get an illness. This is one of the reasons why Echinacea is often used to prevent or even treat the common cold. It's something you may want to consider if you're fighting something off. All right, the next one is my absolute favorite immune boosting hacks of all time, and it's elderberry extract. Elderberry has been used for thousands of years for its positive effects on the immune system, literally dating all the way back to ancient Egyptians. Elderberry extract is made from something called the black elderberry. And what's cool about it is that it contains vitamin C and other antioxidants, which we already know are great for the immune system. What's really interesting about elderberry is that it's not clearly understood how it has such a positive effect on the immune system. See, although it actually contains vitamin C and antioxidants, the levels that the antioxidants and vitamin C are within that elderberry is not so high that you were not going to have any more benefit than if you were just supplementing with vitamin C or some other antioxidants. But the studies are clear. In fact, they've shown it has a pretty darn significant effectiveness no matter what. So let's take a look at a couple of those studies that really kind of blew my mind. There's one study in the Journal of International Medical Research. They looked at a group of patients that had the flu. And what they did is they gave half the group elderberry extract. They gave it to them 4 times a day for 5 days. Then they gave the other half placebo 4 times a day for 5 days. Now here's what's cool. Those that took the elderberry extract had symptoms that began to improve at day 2 through day 4. Now those that didn't take it and took the placebo didn't have any improvement until day 7 or day 8. That's a huge difference when you're talking about the duration of symptoms when you're trying to get through the flu. Now, in general, I tend to not get too excited about something if there's just one study, but believe it or not, there's dozens of studies out there with similar results. In fact, there was another one done not too long ago and published in the Journal of Nutrients. They took a look at 312 different airline passengers, all flying from Australia to a destination overseas, and they were on the plane for a whole bunch of hours. What they did is they gave half the passengers elderberry and half placebo. Those that were taking the placebo, 117 of them on the plane got sick. But those that took elderberry, only 57 got sick. That's massive. When you look at these two studies together, what you see is a pattern emerging. When taking elderberry extract, your chance of getting sick was nearly cut in half. And add to that, if you do happen to get sick, if you're taking elderberry, the duration of the sickness was cut somewhere between 50 and 75% when compared to the placebo group. Now that's huge. And that's why I love elderberry so much, and it's an immune superfood. That's the way I look at it. Now again, you can get all the elderberry, the vitamin C, the zinc, all these things individually, or you can get it in something packaged together. I have it packaged into one single supplement called the Ultimate Elderberry Drink because I like things that actually taste good and are beneficial to you. You can get that at davisnutrition.com. I'm sure the link will be somewhere in the description below. But look, what's important is that you start understanding how your immune system works and how you can start building it on your own at home. Whether it's getting more sleep and exercise, eating less sugar and carbohydrates, taking an immune system blend of supplements every day, or taking a powerful immune boosting drink when you're fighting something off like our elderberry immunity drink. Just start making changes today. And now more than ever, it's important for the health of ourselves and our loved ones. I hope you found this information helpful. Remember, until next time, health is by choice, not chance.